Hello everyone, welcome to the backtracking series of videos again. So previously we have solved all the permutations and combinations related videos. Now here we will start the subset related videos. And here is the first program 78. The problem statement is saying given an integer array nums of unique elements, return all possible subsets. The solution set must not contain duplicate subsets. Return the solution in any order. So here one array will be given to you with unique numbers 1, 2, 3. We have to create all the possible subsets. So blank array is also a subset of the main array. Then you can take only the single elements, that is 1, 2 and 3. Then take two digits 1, 2, 1, 3, 2, 3, and take all the digits 1, 2, 3, and that way you can create all the possible subsets. For 0 it will be blank and only 0. Now here it is said no duplicate subsets are allowed. Duplicacy means here 1, 2 and 2, 1 is actually duplicate here. We will not consider them as two separate subsets. 1, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2 is not allowed. Okay. Now we'll see how to solve this kind of problems using backtracking. Now the question is that how to solve this kind of problems. From the thumbnail we got to know it is using backtracking. But if we have to solve this using pen and paper, then what approach you will take? Obviously we will create some diagram and we will solve it one by one step. So initially what we can take is we can take a blank array. Okay, this is our starting point and we can collect it as a result. Now we can include only one digit. So what choice we have? Either 1 or 2 or 3. So we can include 1 or 2 or 3. Now next time what we can do is we can fix 1 as one element in the array. Then we have to think what choice we have. So if we fix 1, then we have choice as 2 and 3. So we can include 1, 2 or 1, 3. Now what we can do is 1, 2 we can fix. Then what is left? Only 3 is left. So that will create a choice as 1, 2, 3. Now as after 1 we have choice as 2 and 3, and after 2 we have choice as 3. So after 1, 3 there is no choice left, because if we include 2, that is 1, 2, 3 only. So we can go back and from 2 we can start with our choices. So after 2 what value are there? Only 3 is present. So 3 is our only choice. So we can create 2, 3. So after 3 what is left? Nothing left. So we have to stop here. After 3 what is there? Nothing. So we have to stop here. And we have to collect all these things as a result. And we can get it as an output. So this is the graph we have to create, and then we can come to the solution. Obviously we have to use backtracking, because here if you check, first we went here. We know that we have to come back and use 2 and 3, but first we started with 1. Then we know that we have to go with 1, 2 and 1, 3, but first we started with 1, 2. Then we can go to 1, 2, 3. Then there is no other choice left, so we have to come back here. Means we have to backtrack. And that time we have to drop the last element. And again we have to make ourselves as 1, 2. From 1, 2 there is no other choice, so we have to go back here and we have to find that from 1 what other choices left. So that is 1, 3. So we have to come to 1, 3 here and we have to collect it as a result. And from 1, 3 we can't go further because after 3 nothing is there. So we have to come back here by dropping the last element, that is 3. Here also while coming from 1, 2 to 1 we drop the last element. So now from here no other choices left, so we have to go back till here, and that time we have to drop 1 and we will become again blank. Then we have to go to our second choice from this point, that is 2, and only one choice, that is 2, 3. So that we have to fulfill, and after 3 nothing is there, so we have to come back here by dropping 3, and then we have to go back to the blank by dropping 2, and from here the last choice is 3. So we have to collect 3 as a result, and after 3 no combinations can be possible. So we have to come back here by dropping 3 and make ourselves again blank. And we have to collect all these things as a result. So this is the way backtracking works, and we can create all the possible subsets. Now we will compare this diagram with the program side by side for better understanding. Now we will walk through with this program side by side with this diagram. And please pay attention, it is a bit hard to understand because it's a recursion call and it is hard to visualize in our mind. So this is our array 1, 2, 3, and you are familiar with this diagram now. So this is the program. So this is the main function which is written in the lead code. So it expect a list of integer to be returned. So first we will create this list, and then as it's a recursion call and backtracking, so we need a helper function, that is I named as DFS. And what I have to pass? Result list we can pass, then a new array list will pass, and then a number called 0 which is used for indexing purpose, and nums. So new array list why required? Because somewhere we have to hold the result in each and every step. So if you check here, we are removing and adding a result in a list, and then we are collecting every time. So that purpose will be solved by this new array list. So we are passing it. And this 0 index means initially if you check here, somewhere we are using I plus 1. I will come to that, but before that it will require to clear this concept. So if you check here, when we are starting from 0 like blank, then we have choice to use all the numbers 1, 2, 3, 1, 2 and 3. When we are at 1, that time we have choice as 2, 3. So that how we will ensure? So we have to start after 1, that is I plus 1. Then we can make use of 2 and 3 as our choice. So when we are at 1, 2, that time we have to reduce our choice to 3, which is after 2. Then we can include 1, 2, 3. Similar way, when we are at 1, 3, so after 3 there is no choice left. So that's why we have not grown further. So that is the purpose of using this number index, which we will start the next level after that number, like I plus 1. So now if I go through this, you can check here, after entering into the function, I am collecting at as a result. So result dot add new array list. So first this blank array will be collected as a result. Then what is the end condition of this recursion call, or base condition you can say? If the list size is equal to the numbers size, that means 3, then we have to return. Then what we are doing? We are calling this for loop starting from 0, because start we are taking as 0 initially. So that means initially this for loop will go from 1, 2 and 3. Okay. So first value we are collecting as 1 from this list. And then we are again calling this DFS function, but next time I am passing 1 instead of 0. So this one is actually this one. Now we are here. And when again I will enter into this DFS call, I will collect it as a result. So previously this blank array we collected. Now we have to collect this 1. Okay. Now base condition not met. So we have to start from 1 till last. Means this time this I is 1. Right. Means we have to start from 2 to 3. Because it is a 0 indexed array. So we have choice as 2 and 3, but in that list I will now add after 1 2. So it will become 1, 2, and we will enter into the call and collect it as a result. So it will become 1, 2. Cool. Now it will again go into a device call, and next time it will start from 2. So that's why we will get the result as like 1 comma 2 comma 3, which will have to collect it as a result 1 comma 2 comma 3. And after completing it, when it will return back, because the base condition met here, if you check here, I written one statement here that li dot remove li dot size minus 1. That means the last element we have to remove from the list. So this 3 I have to remove, and we have to return back as 1 comma 2. So this is the beauty of backtracking. Means whenever needed, you just keep on growing the list, and then you just start removing and take the another path. So from 1 comma 2, I can't go any path further because there is no choice left. So we will go to 1, but that time we will remove 2 and I will become 1. Then we will go to 1 comma 3, then that we will collect as a result. Okay, so 1 comma 3, and similar way it will go to blank again, then 2, then 2 comma 3, then it will begin again 2, then blank, then 3. So similar way we will complete that. So if you go through this program and this diagram side by side, you will understand how it is working. I know that recursion is hard to like display in our mind, right? But if you do slowly, you will be familiar with how to use this backtracking, because this whole series is consists of this kind of videos. Now I will submit this program in LeetCode and run. Now if we submit this program, it is working. Thanks for watching.